You may now begin your presentation.
Every individual hopes for a better future. Millions of people around the world are trapped in environments of physical and intellectual poverty, making it nearly impossible for them to improve their lives. Students are changing these environments and turning that hope into reality. By using technology, innovation, collaboration, and free enterprise, we are creating economic opportunities never thought possible.
The La Sierra University SIFE team has decided to use these tools to transform lives around the world. Our passion to help others drives us to be an active part of solutions and compels us to make a difference.
Seeing the passion, drive, and commitment of other SIFE teams has inspired us to take a new approach to our team philosophy. In a project we call Harambe, we are sharing our ideas and making strategic alliances with SIFE teams from around the world to combine our strengths and co-create solutions for economic and social needs.
Harambe is a Swahili word meaning, let us pull together. Our overarching goal in Harambe, as well as in our other projects, is to empower students to become change agents in their local communities. By collaborating with others, students form a collective intelligence and learn to identify and create sustainable market solutions for the economic challenges so prevalent in the world today.
The Harambe project begins with a website that teaches students how to develop a business plan. Once they complete the 6-part curriculum, they're invited to submit their ideas for a business plan competition, specifically emphasizing how to create economic opportunity for others.
This year, we're in the second phase of the Harambe project, distributing the funds and getting the businesses started. Thanks to a $12,000 grant from VersaCare and $1,000 from the Delorier Endowment, this year we awarded startup funds for 3 businesses in schools around the world.
In Africa, 21 students from the SIFE team at Eastern Africa University in Baraton, Kenya, received a $3,000 grant and are launching a poultry farm business to increase the supply of eggs for their campus and for shops and restaurants in their local community. The students constructed 10 mid-sized chicken coops and purchased 800 chickens. They also plan to package and market the chicken manure, which is used locally on small farms.
The students aren't stopping there. In an effort to pay it forward, they have pledged to donate 20% of the profits to help marginalized women in nearby villages start micro businesses of their own, allowing the gift of entrepreneurship to multiply and impact more people.
In China, 18 SIFE students at Sun Yat-sen University in the Guangdong province hosted a 2-part workshop based on our website and are going to hold their own business plan competition.
In the US, we awarded 3 students a $2,000 grant for IHaveThatBook.com, helping them with their startup capital. They had watched many of their own friends go the entire year without textbooks because they couldn't afford to buy them. Now, IHaveThatBook.com is an online academic network, allowing approximately 1,500 college students to locate, buy, and sell textbooks at reduced prices, saving them over $12,000 in the process.
And we'll be telling you more about the Harambe grant we awarded to a school in Zimbabwe later in the presentation.
Before we leave Harambe, we wanted to give you a quick update on the 275 computers we sent to Valley View University in Ghana last year. This year, they've been able to open 2 computer labs and 4 internet cafes. In addition, they passed the gift along by donating 6 of their computers to nearby Oyibi Primary School that did not have a single computer.
The Valley View SIFE team and administration applied the true spirit of Harambe for pulling their entire community together and rallying around this project and making such a difference.
These projects demonstrate that there's a lot more good that can be done in the spirit of collaboration than simply by competing against one another. Not only have they inspired students to take personal responsibility in creating economic opportunity, but they taught students how a market economy works. And the pay it forward model is creating an exponential factor that will multiply the impact over time.
Now in its 3rd year, our Get a Clue project is a perfect example of collaboration. If you have ever been to a university's financial aid office at the beginning of the quarter, I'm sure you've seen the long lines of students spilling out into the hallways. These lines are partially a result of poor student financial training. Our SIFE team recognized this need and decided to build upon our existing curriculum. Drawing from information off of HSBC's YourMoneyCounts.com, the original curriculum taught skills such as how to establish good credit, how to improve credit scores, and how credit is tied to so many of our future financial needs.
We took this core curriculum and added information about obtaining grants and scholarships, how to set up payment plans, how to correctly fill out a FAFSA, and how to monitor student loans. This new curriculum constitutes Get a Clue for College.
Our curriculum was so successful that our student finance office incorporated it into a financial orientation they provide for freshmen at the beginning of the year. By teaching both Get a Clue and Get a Clue for College, we were able to reach a much larger segment of the population. For this project, we have impacted a total of 939 people, and the participants have shown a 53% increase in their understanding of good credit management.
But more than that, the seminars have given students a much clearer financial picture so they can better understand their own financial responsibilities. Down the road, this will help assure student loan repayment, create more successful consumers in the market, and develop intelligent and productive employees for the companies that will be hiring us over the next several years. If students can get a handle on this one aspect of responsible living early in life, before they get into debt or credit trouble, it will help them their entire lives.
While working to help students be smart in their finances, we didn't want to forget the other end of the spectrum. In order to reach low and moderate income senior citizens in the city of Riverside, we launched Turning Silver into Gold. With the help of our Business Advisory Board members from Altura Credit Union and the Society of Financial Awareness, we taught a series of 3-week seminars designed to help seniors avoid fraud and identity theft, maximize their Social Security and Medicare benefits, and learn better credit and money management skills.
Thanks to the help of another BAB member and the Riverside City Council, this project is funded by a Community Development Block Grant awarded to our team by the City of Riverside. So far, we have launched the 3 one-hour seminars at 2 local community centers for a current impact of 45 people. We have seminars scheduled at 2 more locations and anticipate reaching more than 200 people by June.
Through SIFE, we have come to understand that the long-term success of business and corporations is dependent on making ethical practices a core part of each individual and a part of our group culture. This concept is the cornerstone of Project Dilemma.
We created an interactive story tree where students assume the role of a character in the story and must decide which way the plot will twist.
For the first part of this project, we discussed what ethics means and helped the students discover the values shaping their ethical compass. We then introduced our story tree idea to them, allowing the students to emulate a real-life ethical dilemma.
For the second part, students divided up into groups and created their own story trees that advance at several points where people involved have to make decisions. By creating their own story trees, students evaluated the effects their decisions had on themselves and others.
Finally, the student group switched their new story trees so that each group had the opportunity to enact everyone else's simulation and apply their ethical compass to each new story. This allowed them to apply their ethical compass in many ways.
At the end of the project, students showed a 130% increase in their overall understanding of the process of ethical decision making, improved their analytical and writing skills, worked as a team, and created a framework that had multiple outcomes. We have helped them solidify their commitment to ethical decisions as they prepare to enter the workforce.
We also introduced a brand new ethics project for kids called The Truth About Ethics, How to Be a Cool Kid. We translated the concept of ethics into one simple phrase that we all learned as kids. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's right, it's the golden rule.
We created a 32-page coloring book that we took into primary classrooms, separated into 5 short stories about children who have experiences where they learn the principles of the golden rule. The book teaches one concept for each of the letters of truth: trust, respect, understanding, thoughtfulness, and honesty.
We chose to specifically target the 6 to 12-year age bracket because it is in this developmental stage that our most significant relationship is with the school. Parents are no longer the complete authority. If we can reach students at this early stage, we can help foster an ethical culture. This results in a more efficient and profitable workforce. This comprehensive program allows us to build upon that core, giving them the relevant success skills they can use today and enhance tomorrow. The stronger the ethical core, the harder it is to simply be a bystander to injustice in the world.
By understanding the importance of creating a culture of ethical behavior, students from kindergarten through high school learn that managing the ethics of their own decisions is the only way to create long-term success of any community, be it family, school, or work.
La Sierra University is located in Southern California's Riverside County, the 3rd fastest fastest growing county in the nation. 21% of our residents live below the poverty line, which amounts to a large population of underprivileged families. Our Welfare to Work Childcare Business course, also known as TASK, allows us to contribute to the long-term success of our community.
The strong partnership between Family Service Association of Western Riverside County and the La Sierra SIFE team has allowed this legacy project to reach its 9th consecutive year. Welfare to Work is a 15-week program that teaches low-income individuals how to become childcare providers. Family Service teaches the first 9 weeks of the course and covers the basics of running a childcare facility.
Our SIFE team teaches the last 6 weeks on running a home-based business. This year, we expanded our curriculum to a 50-page booklet which the women use in class and are able to take home as a reference. Our classes integrate market economics, success skills, entrepreneurship, and financial literacy.
We taught the 6-week modules in both English and Spanish in 3 different cities in Riverside County, impacting a total of 77 people. We will be starting a 4th module next week. Funded by a renewable audited grant from California First 5 and a grant from HSBC, this project not only teaches participants how to run a home-based childcare facility, but it helps them improve essential skills, such as communication, writing, child development, and self-esteem.
Over the last 9 years, we've educated more than 800 people in Riverside County with this project and helped over 35% of them start businesses of their own, each earning an average of $3,500 a month. This has not only helped individual families become entrepreneurs, but for many of them, it allows them to fulfill their desires to spend time with their own children at home. It also addresses an ever-growing community need to increase the capacity of in-home childcare within the county. In the 9 years of operation, the financial impact of this project adds up to more than $15 million.
At the end of the course, when the women demonstrate their gratitude and even shed tears before you, that's when you know you're not just teaching a class, but you're changing someone's life. We gave them the tools of free enterprise, but they are making it work for themselves and their families.
The inspiration of these women has helped us realize that women around the world deserve the same chance. Now in its 5th year and reaching legacy status, Project Halala targets young women in Ethiopia who are forced to accept a life of physical abuse, early marriage, poverty, and constant exposure to communicable disease.
According to the BBC report Ending Violence Against Women, 60% of Ethiopian women are subject to sexual violence. However, women are still expected to supply most of the rigorous labor and household duties. These responsibilities severely limit any opportunity for an education.
Many studies have shown that improving the earning capacity of women through education and skills training dramatically improves the community. That's why this year we continued our partnership with the International Medical Aid Association and expanded the Learning Village in Kalala, Ethiopia.
Last year, we reported about the medical scrub sewing business that launched with a group of women who had completed the sewing skills course.
Among these women was Fantu. Like many other families in the area, Fantu and her husband had struggled to improve the quality of life for themselves and their 3 children. Determined to overcome the grip of poverty, she began attending the sewing classes held at the Learning Village. She proved to be one of the best students in the class and upon graduation, received her own sewing machine, like many of the other students, to start her own small business. Within just 6 months, Fantu was making enough money to improve her family's living conditions, buy furniture, and provide better clothing for her children. She is now also able to send all 3 of those children to school. Due to her recognizable talents, she was hired by the Learning Village to supervise the production of medical scrubs and other uniforms, as well as the training and motivating of many of the local women.
We are happy to report that a dozen other women, just like Fantu, are now employed by the Learning Village, while many others have gone on to start their own businesses. Those employed by the Learning Village are also involved with sewing school uniforms and children's clothing. This skill and the consequent business they bring in is raising their household income. This year, we are expanding this project by purchasing 6 new sewing machines, thanks to a $3,000 donation from the Church of the Advent Hope, allowing us to train up to 12 more women every 2 weeks.
Building on these existing strengths, our partner asked us to help launch an exciting new project at the Learning Village called LifeLink. Through LifeLink, village women are organizing themselves into sisterhoods of 12 to 20 women and are applying for microloans to start their own small businesses. Our SIFE team funded the initial capital for the microloans with $5,000 generated by the sale of our SIFE water.
In addition, we have provided $2,000 to purchase 20 cell phones, one for each group leader, to provide a direct communication network between the groups and the school. LifeLink also serves as an education conduit for health and wellness programs, child and infant care training, and moral, ethical, and spiritual guidance. The network allows the women to communicate during times of crisis and to identify candidates for education through the sewing program and other skills being taught at the Learning Village.
In addition to the funds we generated, we were also just awarded another $25,000 grant from VersaCare, which will help construct the library, science lab, and 9th and 10th grade classrooms at the Learning Village, allowing them to expand the opportunities for the 500 students in their community.
Through the long-term collaborative partnership between the International Medical Aid Association and La Sierra SIFE and School of Business, the Learning Village has become a beacon of hope in this impoverished area, allowing an extension of the young girl's childhood while enhancing the quality of life for hundreds of people in Kalala and the surrounding communities. In the words of our BAB member, Dr. Fred Gamechu, if you empower women, you empower the community.
Last year, we introduced our Build a Village project, for which we were invited by American Sudanese partnerships to help create agricultural and business models for the new villages in Darfur, Sudan. We began phase 1 by securing a site for our demonstration village on our campus to serve as a physical representation of the villages, and have built 2 domes and started our 3rd.
This year, we launched phase 2, developing a business model for agriculture that can be implemented in the new villages in Darfur. Our current focus is on cash crops, such as millet and sorghum, and bees for pollination.
In addition, we began work on our demonstration garden, started with seedlings for corn, tomatoes, and chili peppers. Our BAB member, Dr. Ron Zane, suggested a worm farm and built an entire ecosystem at our campus biology department. The worms produce castings that are collected and used to fertilize seedlings.
Like other aspects of our campus village, the worm farm provides an experimentation tool that can be adapted and applied around the world. We plan to implement it in Kalala and possibly with our Harambee partners in Kenya, as well as at the Salusi farm in Zimbabwe, which we'll be telling you about in just a moment.
Our demonstration model is a learning tool that is helping us identify separate, interdependent elements that can be brought together and applied in new ways to create sustainable solutions for problems around the world.
The need for food and sustainable communities is everywhere. Zimbabwe was once considered the breadbasket of Southern Africa, but great change has brought about economic and financial difficulty. This has resulted in inefficiencies in farm production, skyrocketing inflation, and a nationwide hunger epidemic due to lack of food available in the market.
These conditions drove Salusi University to ask for help to feed their 4,000 students and 75 faculty members and families. Our SIFE team partnered with a group led by our BAB member Dan Smith to help formulate a plan to revitalize the farm, address the immediate need, and create long-term solutions.
SIFE member Warren Sturr and I traveled with the group to Salusi in January to assess the problems and find solutions. We discovered that Salusi has vast land and water resources, including 3 farms that total 12,000 acres and 3 overflowing dams. The biggest problem was the Salusi's farm group's lack of expertise and management, causing the farm to operate at a very low efficiency.
To resolve management needs, we asked the owner of a prosperous neighboring farm to consult the farmers group for a 4-month period to help raise efficiency. To increase farm production, they planted 30,000 seeds, such as tomatoes, squash, zucchini, broccoli, and lettuce, in seed boxes within a few days after our team departed. These seedlings were then transplanted onto the farm 3 weeks later. To date, more than 185,000 seeds have now been planted.
Our SIFE team also created cost and break-even analyses for the crops that are being planted. This is providing the management team with an idea of the appropriate sale price and the amount of capital needed to be reinvested for each new round of crops.
The closest place to buy food is about an hour's drive away. We determined that it would be a great opportunity to build a roadside market stand to sell the farm produce to the local community of about 25,000 people. The building plans are prepared, the site has been chosen, and construction is scheduled to begin.
We also visited the Salusi Primary School and discovered that most of the children work on the school's gardens to feed themselves and pay for tuition. When we returned from Salusi, we asked La Sierra Academy, a local high school, to host a seed drive for the primary school. We were amazed that in under 4 days, the 288 students were able to collect a total of 9,000 packets of fruit and vegetable seeds.
This surpassed any expectations we had. The surplus allowed us to distribute seeds to 12 elementary schools within a 60-mile radius from Salusi, reaching more than 4,400 children.
The magnitude of these projects made the necessity of a strong partner on the ground all the more essential. We were thrilled to discover that Salusi had just established a SIFE team. With this partnership now firmly in place, we had a group that could monitor the market stand, oversee the primary school garden, and visit each of the 12 elementary schools to teach them about how their own school gardens are part of the economy.
Because of this unique situation, we decided to give the Salusi SIFE team a $3,000 grant from our Harambe project. This grant has already funded fertilizer, seed boxes, shovels, and a greenhouse for the primary school, and will fund the building material, labor cost, and initial produce inventory for the market stand.
The last piece of the Salusi project was an idea to open an on-campus store that sells seeds, school supplies, packaged food, and convenience items that are otherwise only available in Bulawayo, a city an hour away. We shared this entrepreneurial opportunity with the Salusi SIFE team, who would be the sustainable element for this project. By selling a portion of the seeds that La Sierra SIFE invested, their grand opening was a success, with opening day sales of $250 million. Zimbabwe dollars, of course, which at the time equaled to about 25 US dollars.
The true success of this project was best stated by a project director of the Salusi SIFE team. I am deeply grateful to you and your team for having granted us this great opportunity to help develop our community, which is seriously challenged by the lack of food and other commodities. Thank you again for having faith in us and in the Salusi SIFE team.
The La Sierra SIFE team believes sustainability in any endeavor comes when competency, passion, and a market solution intersect.
Project Harambe is engaging the global market and providing resources to assist in the launching of new businesses in Kenya, China, Zimbabwe, and the U.S.
Projects Kalala and Welfare to Work have changed hundreds of women's lives. By building skills through education, opportunity, and entrepreneurship, our SIFE team has given these women a new beginning.
Project Dilemma and financial literacy have gone to the very core of good citizenship and good business by increasing financial literacy among the younger and older generations, and by helping the next generation embrace a culture of ethical behavior.
Through grants, sponsorships, private donations, as well as our SIFE water, we have created a sustainable source of income to fund our projects.
SIFE brings hope. As the La Sierra University SIFE team, we believe we are an active part of solutions.
We believe collaboration with others creates more opportunities, solves more problems, and finds better solutions.
We believe in sustainable solutions, which are best found in a free market model.
We believe in helping restore dignity to the individual and encourage them to pay it forward to someone else, giving the next person the gift to change their lives.
And we believe students can make a difference.
SIFE, making hope a reality in this generation.
Thank you, La Sierra University. Your present time has now expired. We now begin the question and answer period.
You have many projects that have sustainability. What specifically are you doing to make sure that the sustainability of your own organization will continue?
Well, what we do with our own organization, first of all, we have sustainability in not only our team, but financial, and our projects as well. So what we do, La Sierra has a legacy over the last 17 years of being a SIFE school. All of us up here came to La Sierra specifically to be on the SIFE team. So recruitment problems are no problems for us. Financially, we actually start at a zero budget every single year and raise all the money that we use through competitive grants, through private donations and sponsorship, as well as our revenue ventures, which are our SIFE water and our Welfare to Work projects.
In addition to that, mentoring is a big part of our team. For those of us who have been on SIFE for numerous years, we impart our knowledge to new people such as the freshmen Amanda and Noel, so that way they have the knowledge we've gained, so when we leave, there are project directors left behind to continue the legacy and become even better.
Great job. Really impressive that you're doing sustainable work in areas like Zimbabwe and the Sudan in particular. Closer to home, I'm wondering how you monitor, and if you do, the reliability of some of the home care child networks, home care businesses that you've set up. Do you go back and take a look at how reliable and successful those are?
Yeah, we do. In partnership with Family Service Association of Western Riverside County, we go and we do go, not to every single one, but we do try to go to, because we keep mentoring these people as well. Once they've opened their businesses, they ask us, you know what can I do to improve my business? What can I do for marketing? So we go and provide our skills, our knowledge to them to try to improve their existing businesses and keep them going strong.
The Kalala project is 5 years old and seems pretty mature and self-sufficient. At what point do you turn projects on their own and then go on to something new?
That's a criteria we have different for every single project. Kalala, we have done a lot, but we still feel that our resources can be better used there right now to impact more people substantially than in other places. So when we feel that our resources are not being used to the maximum at Kalala, that's when we decide, that's enough. We need to go somewhere else where our resources, our financial, the money we give them is going to another project where resources can be used to the maximum.
Thank you. I'm just wondering what the time frame for your charts are on the last page of your annual report. Is this just for the past year when you talk about participation in media coverage?
Yes, this is just for the past year.
Which projects of the ones you presented today did you feel had the most impact on the recipients? And for what reason did you think as a team that project had the most impact on those people?
As far as quantitatively, Salusi by far, we've hit vast amounts of people who your basic need is hunger. So we're addressing that need and then we're taking it to the next level. That's what we're always looking to do. We're showing them how to be sustainable by getting the partnering neighboring farm to consult them. We're showing them how to be entrepreneurs by opening the roadside market stand. As far as qualitatively, Kalala by far, we're helping these women not only learn a skill but become self-sufficient and then be able to improve their lives, the lives of their children, and then pass the skill on to new people so that people are always being able to sustain themselves.
I'm fascinated by the Build a Village project. Could you give more details on the key learnings so far?
One of the things that we've done is that we started phase 2, which is we're developing these business plans and agricultural plans. So by the time we're ready to go into Darfur, Sudan, or actually the American Sudanese Partnership is ready to go into Darfur, Sudan, these people will have a plan in place already to start sustainable communities so that once they go back to having this system of cultivating food and everything like that, they're going to be able to feed themselves first, have food, and then go ahead and help others as well.
And what we learned ourselves as students is,
the question and answer time has expired. Judges, please join me in thanking La Sierra University SIFE team.